Barbra Guerra was a happy, healthy little girl, and growing up in Texas, her childhood was pretty typical. But when she was only 2.5 years old, an accident changed the course of her life.
I was outside playing. There was a transformer box there. The door was open, and I used the wires to climb up. And the electricity went in through my hands. I don't remember anything that happened.
A vicious jolt of electricity traveled through the exposed wires, burning her hands and her arms so badly, doctors were left with only one choice: amputation at both shoulders. Not surprisingly, Barb's unique situation made it very tough growing up.
I would say my childhood was not easy. I wasn't very happy with myself, didn't have a lot of confidence and self-esteem. The cruelty of other children didn't help. Kids are pretty cruel. I always knew that I was different and didn't like that.
But Barb did have some things in her favor. For one, she had parents determined to see their daughter as self-sufficient as possible.
A therapist told my parents one time that the hardest thing they'll ever have to do is to sit on their hands and make me do things myself. There was times when my mom said, "You go in your room and you get yourself dressed and you do not come out until you're dressed." And she went out in the living room and cried. And she said 15 minutes later, I came out and I was dressed.
Growing older, Barb began developing a sense of self-confidence, even trying out for school activities like the swim team.
I have a strong will and a strong determination.
But having people treat her like a normal teenager was almost impossible. Even though she knew she was physically able to handle a car, just trying to get her license turned into a humiliating slap in the face.
None of the driver education places wanted to teach me. And finally, my mom went to one and told them they needed to put it in writing why they wouldn't teach me. And finally, one place agreed to teach me.
After finishing school, Barb continued fighting stereotypes. Later, she earned her certification as an aerobics instructor. But Barb's life would really change when she met Mark.
My first thought of Barbara when I saw her without arms was, she's very beautiful. She impresses me just with her personality, her beauty, and just the way she carries herself.
The two got married, and like a lot of young couples, Barb and Mark began thinking about raising a family. But would Barb be able to handle all the responsibilities that come with raising a child?
I had a lot of concern. I knew I could take care of them. I mean, I spent most of my teenage years babysitting other people's kids, so I knew I could, but I had never really taken care of a newborn and 24/7. You know, it's rough.
Did that tickle?
There's nothing rough about this amazing young mom. She uses her incredible dexterity to handle the most delicate tasks with tender, loving care.
I can pretty much do anything, just about anything with my feet that you can do with your hands.
And while Barb doesn't have time to dwell on her differences, most people can't seem to get over them. Even a night at the movies can turn into a challenge.
I get some strange reactions. Went to the movies and handed my ticket to the guy, and he didn't want to take it because he didn't want to touch my foot.
Barb has tried prosthetic arms, but found that they only get in her way. And while she's comfortable without them, there are special considerations when using your feet, like hands.
If I'm going to be walking around outside and then I'm going to eat, of course I'm going to go wash my feet first.
And now, with taking care of her family and running a small business from home, Barb is busier than ever. And with all the incredible things that she can do, what's most remarkable is the fact that she's never once thought of giving up.
I would just like to encourage other people that if there's a will, there's a way. You don't have to sit on your duff and feel sorry for yourself. You can get out there and make something of yourself and live a full life just like anyone else.
Look at that happy smile.
Barb is truly an amazing woman.